Friends and flying have always been one of the main reasons why I travel. The itch to visit my friends this time brought me to Hungary, a small country in Eastern Europe separated from its neighbors not just by being landlocked, but by the difference in its language and culture, whose origins can be traced as far as Central Asia. Join me on this two-part adventure as I learn about its unique traditions and explore it from a different perspective while rekindling my love affair with horses. My visit starts in Agard, an hour's drive away from its capital, Budapest, where my old friends Peter, son-in-law Zolan, and Julia are waiting for me. The last time I was in Hungary, I was going around the world, and I didn't get to see much. So now, it's time to visit the places I've missed with some good old friends of mine. They know me well enough to know exactly where our first stop should be. Peter brought me to my favorite place in town, owned by our good friend Laszlo.
Old friend and new one, young one. Bruno, thank you for the invitation, and Laszlo, very nice to see you.
With so much time apart, there's a lot of catching up to do. Being in their company brings back a lot of memories. But amidst the laughter, we can't help but miss someone's silly jokes. Tony always made us laugh and will always be a dear friend to me. So I wanted to take this chance to visit him on this trip. The next day, I caught up with Tony's family and did exactly that.
He can see it, and he can see us every time. So he is with us in every minute.
Julia, Timmy, and Zolt will always be family to me, and I treasure the times I've spent with them. But life is about learning to let go of the past and moving on with the present. Later that afternoon, Zoltan decided that it was time to make new and fun memories. So he invited me on a unique adventure in the town of Soukro.
I'm here.
Nice to see you. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Welcome to Soukro.
Thank you.
May I show you the magical stones of Soukro?
Magical stone?
Yes, you can touch them and then you can recharge yourself.
Okay.
Let's go?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Wow, Zolt, what are these, huh?
This is one Bombardier Spider and one Bombardier Baja 650. Bombardier produced in Canada. You know Bombardier, who is the airplanes,
I know, jet skis and everything.
And with a Rotax engine.
So it has a Rotax engine?
Yes, one 106 horsepower Rotax engine.
Wow, it might fly if we put wings.
You can.
The kind of energy you get from a scenic drive like this, with gusts of wind greeting you, is exactly what makes it perfect to visit Soukro during this time of the year.
So Zolt, this is the rock, huh?
This is the magical rock of Soukro.
Magical rock. Why is it magical?
It gives you positive energy.
Really?
You have to touch him and to feel the power which comes from inside the rock. Should I show you?
Yes, please.
Look. Feel the power, the positive power. Would you try?
I will try.
Please, go ahead. You feel the hot energy from...
Not yet.
Not yet?
I might fall asleep. Yeah. That's interesting.
They told that it is a natural power which comes from the earth and look around, you will see that is a true magical power. The overview.
Yeah, now that is magical for sure, no matter what we say, huh? What a nice view. Very nice place, huh?
Yes, it's really nice to live here.
So maybe we should sit here all day so that we'll have all the power for the whole week. If we sit all day.
But of course, the many charms of the countryside beckons, and we're not going to sit around just yet. Up next,
uh-oh.
after spending some time with Tony's family, I learned that he was an avid collector of porcelain. Coincidentally, a place in Hungary is specially known for this worldwide. His daughter Timmy simply had to take me there.
Timmy wanted to introduce me to porcelain making, and we're now here in Herend. I guess it's the biggest manufacturer of porcelain, huh?
Let's go in.
Okay.
Porcelains were introduced to Europe by China, but it wasn't until the 19th century when it was made known in Hungary. Gradually, porcelain became a symbol of luxury, and its collectors include aristocrats, modern-day celebrities, and even my friend Tony. Balazs here will show us how the whole process works. First, the molding part, where water is mixed with materials such as clay, feldspar, and quartz imported from Germany. The mixture is placed into a mold, dried, then taken out easily after 10 minutes. Then we proceed to make a dummy from the porcelain paste, which will be the form of a coffee cup. After a few basics, we head on over to something more intricate.
So here at this table, the gentleman is doing the decoration, the so-called open work or piercing of porcelain, and he's using a double-edged steel knife, and then she cuts out here this special vase, and it will take about 8 hours to make it totally, and it contains about 1,400 holes.
With all these impressive works, you'd be hard-pressed to find an ordinary-looking work of art over here. I simply had to bring out the artist in me and give this a go. Let's see if I do well.
Form with your hands a ball, a small ball, yeah?
Getting to give it a try, I see how solitary this craft is.
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Watch me, I'm getting better. Huh? Maybe in 30 years, I'm okay. Can you wait for 30 years?
It takes a pair of skillful hands and a great deal of patience. After a few minutes of guidance,
She said I can take it home, but I said I leave it in the museum and it will be a masterpiece.
from there, we proceed to the kiln where the wares are heated to permanently set their shapes.
So here we are by this old kiln in the museum, and this kiln was heated with wood from the surrounding forests, and there are a lot of forests around Herend, and wood was very important to heat the kilns and to fire and to make good porcelain.
Okay.
Of course, with today's technology, they use gas for a faster and a more accurate finish. But that's not all there is to porcelain making. Next in line is the fun part, painting. Everything is painted by hand. The colors come in powdered forms, and you mix them with oil and water until you achieve the shade that you want to use.
Now, if I like to live in Hungary, this should be my work. A little bit of turpentine. Actually, this can be very therapeutic. I mean, you can enjoy and pass the time just painting this, huh? And there's so much fulfillment, I think, in this kind of job. I think I can be an artist.
Deepening my understanding of porcelain, Timmy let me in on a touching discovery.
Timmy, I understand you're making a thesis on porcelain.
Herend porcelain, yeah, of course.
Why did you decide to do that?
First, the influence came from my father because he started to collect Herend porcelain.
I see.
Then I realized that Herend porcelain has a lot of oriental motifs.
Yes.
And I was learning Chinese at the university, so I figured out that I should write a thesis about the relationship between the Chinese and the Hungarian porcelain.
I see.
So it's really nice.
Very nice. And I think your dad will be happy for that,
Yeah,
huh?
I'm so...
From Herend, Timmy wanted to take me to another place she finds special. 40 kilometers southwest of Herend stood the Benedictine Abbey Church, which has been a symbol of Tihany since the 11th century. With the exception of its marble stone ceilings and pillars, everything in this church is made out of wood.
And you have very nice organs.
There are 15 angels who are making music with the instrument of a Baroque orchestra. So at that time, these were the instruments used during the Holy Mass.
This church was founded by King Andrew I and now serves as his final resting place.
It is very rare in Hungary that we have such an old building remained in all architectural details.
Another special thing about the church is how it offers everyone the scenic view of a well-known lake in Hungary.
This is Lake Balaton. It is also called the Hungarian Sea.
Known as the largest lake in Central Europe, its coast spans 50 miles, and we're going to get a good view of it with the help of some friends. Peter has arranged for me to meet his friend Soros Lajos Sr. Before taking off, we took some time to check out some of his aircrafts in the hangar.
Please, it's okay. Yeah, I would love to.
Here, I get to sit on an Antonov II and explore it a little.
Now this is a real airplane, huh? It's a man's airplane. It's a dream to be able to fly one of these. Well, he says that this is the manual start. This is your propeller. This is your heat. It's just so many different switches. And I like these Russian things. If you can't understand, you're safer because you don't know what other thing to do.
It's nice to be able to meet with people with the same interests. Even better is when they take you out flying. In a few minutes, Lake Balaton was in full view. Despite the haze, you can see why it's a popular summer place for Hungarians. With its surrounding landscapes, beaches, water activities available during the perfect weather, I just wish we came in the right time. But hey, that's an excuse for me to come back.
Having the whole airport to ourselves and just playing around with helicopters. How much more can I spend my days here in Hungary? This is the best afternoon in Hungary, huh?
Up next, Paris of the East, Budapest owes its nickname to its picturesque view. Showing me around this metropolis are Brúnó and his son, Thomas, who, just like his father, is a passionate historian.
So how did Buddha and Pest come about being together?
What Buddha means is not quite clear. Pest is a Slav word. It means an oven.
Back in the day, white chalk was burned in these ovens and were later used in pasting bricks during building constructions. This city encompasses architecture that reflects its storied past, with styles from different time periods like the Renaissance, the Baroque period, and Gothic era, among others. One of my favorite Gothic examples is the King Matthias Church. Built in the 13th century after the Mongol invasion, it was expanded and restyled several times until King Matthias restored its Gothic details. A distinct feature of this church is the raven perched on top of one of its towers.
Why raven?
Because he was thought to have descended from a Roman family, the Corvini. Corvinus means in Latin raven.
Linking Buddha and Pest are several bridges built at different times throughout its history.
And you see the bridges here, the Market Bridge. All the bridges were destroyed in the Second World War.
Everything
was blown up. Yeah, he was already alive at that time. He was fleeing from the American bombers.
But he can still remember everything.
The English came by night, the Americans came by day. The rotational basis. And the Russians came all the time.
They're the good one.
As the night began to envelope Budapest, we cruised along the Danube River, which offered us a magical view of the city we all love. But just when I thought that this was the best part of my visit, my friends have one more surprise waiting for me the morning after.
We're going to the Tanya Varga horse farm to see original Hungarian horses.
An hour drive from Agard, in a flat area like the province of Lajos Jr, is where I'm going to relive my childhood dream of being a Hungarian cowboy. Only this time, I'm going to be very much in character.
Well, they said I couldn't go to the show if I wasn't dressed for the occasion. So here I am.
It was said that God created the Hungarians to sit on the back of a horse. And back in the olden times, they were raised in a farm like this.
They know my intentions are bad. That's why they're running away from me.
After finishing my farm duties, I'm now ready for some serious action.
It's nice having this outfit. I get to drive co-pilot seat. Nice looking horses.
Here, I get transported back to the 19th century on their so-called four-in-hand, a vehicle traditionally used by nobles. The Hungarian Cowboys or Chicos know more than just ride and gallop with these horses. Before this impressive stunt got elevated into an art form, it was a means of survival in the vast plains of Puszta, Hungary's equivalent to the Wild Wild West, a place roamed by goat herders, outlaws, bandits, and horse thieves, at a time when battles were a common sighting.
And none of them get startled with the sound of the whip.
Getting the horse to lay on its side and hiding at its back gave its riders a form of protection in the Great Plains.
For them to be able to let the horse behave in this manner, it's just fantastic, huh? Okay. Ask me to go in. I'll go. Woohoo! And it's not even moving. I tickled her. I tickled her.
It wasn't all work and no play for these guys. Back in the day, the horses were instrumental in their fight for love. Here, in a playful game of the grooms, the riders compete to snatch the green scarf from this fellow.
And the one who gets it gets to take out the most beautiful girl in town. I wish I had a horse. There they go, chasing each other. Got it. And these are the kind of games they used to play in the past.
Nothing beats this next impossible stunt.
Feet are like his chocolate soldiers, and he's just riding along the back of his horse. And of course, he's pulling to build his balance.
Hailed as the Bustaten, a team of 10 horses is linked together by 10 reins while a rider stands on the top of the last 2 horses. 1 foot on each rump. It's the ultimate display of a horseman's riding skill and horse training. This proves to me that not only are the Hungarians made to sit at the back of a horse, but even stand on it. Just like the nomadic horsemen and the shipments of porcelain that have found their way to the Hungarian shores, I also found myself connected to this culture because of the friends I've known for years through flying. Although we feel the sadness of losing a dear friend, there is joy in keeping the ones you have and continuing to make new ones. On the second part of my Hungarian adventure,
This has been your captain, Joy Roa. See you in the next Asian Air Safari.